everyone, it's Lexi and today I'm going to be sharing with you all of my favorite childhood books. So for this one, I'm not choosing like the picture books per se, but I'm choosing like the ones that I've read like up until like middle school. And I did not include Harry Potter in this because technically I didn't start reading them until high school. So yeah, so let's get started. So the first book that I have, I guess is a series, is the Spiderman Chronicles. And I'm sure you all know about these books. Like, I love these books, especially like they have like the illustrations in it as well, and like the whole storyline. I remember in grade 6 we had to like dress up as a character from like a book, and I dressed up as Mallory. And I don't know, like I thought it was just a good book, kind of like with the sibling relationships and like kind of solving this mystery. And like I really want to reread these. I was thinking about rereading them this summer, but I never got the chance to do it. Yeah, it's just a good series as well. Like I love kind of like how it's kind of like a different sort of like magic and like mystery and all that. So yeah. So the next series that I have is the series of Unfortunate Events, and I'm sure you all know about this as well. Like I love these books. I read all of them. I don't know, like they're kind of creepy and kind of weird, but like they're still very good, and like I also wanted to reread these as well. But I never got the chance to do it. But also I like kind of like the sibling kind of relationships that they have in here, and I don't know, when I read it, I picture myself as like the main character. Like I usually do that with all books. I picture myself as the main character. And I was like, oh, I'm the oldest, so I could be like Violet. So yeah, so like I read these books. I remember like when the last one came out, we went to the bookstore to get it, and I finished it in one day. So. And I think they're also making this into a Netflix series or a movie. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely excited to see how that all works out as well. Yeah, and I definitely really love these books as well. So the next book that I have is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S Lewis. And actually, like, I've never, like, the only books that I've read within, like, the Narnia series are, like, this one and Prince Caspian because of the movies. But I remember I tried to read the first one, I think maybe because I was too young, so I had a hard time like reading it. But I really like enjoy the series and the movies as well, like the newer versions of the movie. I don't like the third one as much, but the first two, I love how it kind of has like the Christmas element and like kind of winter, and just like, I don't know, I like the feeling that I get when I read this, and kind of like the just the whole Narnia and winter, and like the talking beavers and Mr. Tumnus, and I just know, I just love reading this book. And especially like I live like in the country, so when I look outside during the winter time, like in the forest, it just like, oh, it looks like Narnia, so that's what I always think of, and I especially love growing up with this series. So the last book that I have is The City of Ember by Jeanne DuPrau, and I read this in middle school. I think one of my mom's friends recommended that I read this book, and I really loved it. I pictured myself as the main character, Lena, as well. But I don't know, I really just liked this book, and kind of like I had like this image in my head of what this world would look like. And like I also want to reread this as well. But I especially like this one, and then The City of Sparks, I think, is the next one. I could be wrong. I know it's something Sparks, but I like the first two books in this series. The third one, if I am correct, I think the third one is kind of like in the future from this book, but I definitely like the two characters. I love Dune and Lena, and just kind of like that relationship there. Yeah, this book I feel like is what kind of kick-started the reading obsession. So the last book that I have is like the Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter, and I've mentioned these books a lot. I started reading them in middle school, and I just really loved them. Like I read them up until they were done, like the series finished a couple years ago, and I still love them. I love kind of the spy school aspect to them, and just like the friendship there as well, and like the adventures that they go on, and especially kind of like the Harry Potter books, they do kind of grow up in maturity as you read further along, so I like that as well. It kind of worked with the age group. Like I was kind of in the age group that this series was directed for in terms of like growing up with it. So yeah, like I really enjoyed this book as well. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and all the books that I've enjoyed throughout my childhood, and let me know in the comments below which books were your favorite when you were a kid. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.